Welcome to the Shawaly Show podcast, where we dive into the world of business, education, technology, and cultural diversity. Today, we're excited to have Agnieszka Klimczak with us, aka Agnes. Agnes is the author of Business for Arabsku, or Business the Arab Way, a go-to guide for anyone wanting to understand the ins and outs of doing business in Arab countries, in particular, the Gulf region. Her book covers culture differences, business etiquette, communication, and the evolving role of women in business. With over a decade of experience, Agnes provides training and consulting to Polish entrepreneurs looking to enter these markets. Good morning, Agnes. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Moses. Thanks for invitation and pleasure to see you.
Thank you so
Great
much.
morning.
Thank you for your time. This morning, actually, I came across one of your publications. It was about how hot it is in Saudi Arabia right now. Is it that hot?
It is that hot, but it's easier, to live in Saudi Arabia with 45, 50 degrees than in Warsaw with 35 degrees. As the country, I mean, Saudi Arabia and as other Middle Eastern countries, let's say there is infrastructure for such a heat. That it's easier to survive there than in Warsaw because everywhere you have AC and the air conditioning, and the life is organized the way you don't suffer that much. Yeah,
Exactly.
Which is not the case in European cities where we don't have AC. We tend to spend much time outside. We open windows. Because we are used to that, the fresh air is coming to refresh our environment indoors, which is not the case when the air it's too hot. So it's not in our mind to protect ourselves and close the windows, put the shades. As you see, I have very light ones, so still the sun ray can enter inside and make it warm or hot, which
exactly.
Is not the case.
And the energy is cheaper there, so they can have their AC on all day, and it doesn't cost much, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not only the matter of price, because we are not equipped with AC. I don't have AC in my apartment
because it's not usually hot, not for
Indeed,
such a long time. Okay, that's very interesting. Do Saudis, I'm just curious, like people in Saudi Arabia, since you go there often, and you will tell us about why you go there often. Do they stay there in the summer, or do they maybe leave the country and maybe spend the summer elsewhere?
It depends. Of course, people who have kids tend to travel in the summertime, because you need to adapt yourself to the schedule of your kids and the summer holidays. But yeah, it is very hot. So whoever can has a possibility, and there are a lot of Saudi or Emiratis or other, Qataris, other nations, they own properties in Europe, in London, in Switzerland, in Munich, in different countries and cities. And if they have the possibility, I mean, they are not working corporation where they are limited with their annual leave 1 month. So yes, they try to spend this heat months as long as possible outside the desert, they outside their climate, where in Europe it's a little bit, let's say, bearable. Than it is there. But it's not applying to everyone. Not everyone has the financial capability and also the possibility to leave the house, the business, everything for a longer period, all summer.
Yes, you're right. I was asking because I know quite a few Qataris who come here to spend the summers in France. Which also makes us, actually, I see it as an opportunity for businesses in Europe to maybe for the tourism industry that is adapted to the halal economy and all that. So it's something that we could also discuss. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I would like you to introduce yourself to our audience. I started the podcast with a short introduction, but I'm sure Agnes knows Agnes best. So who are you? What do you do? And why do you do what you're doing?
Who am I? I'm Agnieszka, many years in Rome. Then I moved to the Middle East, and I'm related to the Middle East. My experience started almost 20 years ago there. I used to live in a few countries It was Oman, it was Qatar, it was United Arab Emirates. And then, I moved back to Poland. And it's also a nice country, growing, developing. I'm living by the seaside, so especially in the summertime, it's very nice. And I started to support Polish companies in expansion to the Middle East because I noticed the gap. Yeah, that it's a lot of Poland. It's still, let's say, new. I mean, we are old European country, but not that known. And the Middle East, as as the Brits, they know French, Italians. They don't know us as much because of history, and we were close for a pretty long time. So we are a new capitalistic country since 30 years. So yeah, I noticed that here people doesn't know Middle East and other way around. It's a lot of possibilities here for exportation, for production, to market in the Middle East, and Polish entrepreneurs, they don't know how. They don't understand. Why? Because the biggest market in terms of exportation is Germany. So they know how to sell to Germans, but they don't know how to sell to Arabs. Yeah. And they are failing many times. So yeah, this is why, I'm trying to guide them hand by hand, teaching them a little bit, explaining about cultural differences, that you approach Arabs a little bit different way that you approach Germans, because in Germany you have so-called transactional culture. Yeah. You do transaction, and in Arab countries you have relationship based business. Yeah, you have to develop relation in order to make transaction. So it's not really, recognized here. So I need to little bit explain and help them. And I'm working with different fields since many years. It's possible. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm saying since it's possible because, 10 or 20 years ago when I was moving there, it was not possible for me, a lady, to travel to Saudi Arabia for business.
So it has changed over time.
It's changed since there is new ruler. There is Mohammed bin Salman, the new crown prince, which is revolutionizing the country. So he allowed it, of course, businesswomen to come. He allowed it also tourism and many other things. That country is booming. It's a pretty big country because, size-wise, it's 7 times as big as it is Poland. Wow. And Poland is not a small country. It's 30 times as big as United Arab Emirates, which is also a small country. So, just to show you the dimensions, like only Saudi Arabia, it's like half Europe. Yeah. So, and
it's
Europe
huge.
It's huge. It's really big, and it's growing, it's developing, and it's amazing. I really love it. So yeah, since it's possible, so it's 2018. I'm focusing mainly on expansion to Saudi Arabia for companies. So from one idea, I'm helping Polish entrepreneurs to start business there, to partners to place their product, but also from other side, whenever there is a request from investors from Saudi Arabia to find company type of business or some investment here in Poland, I'm helping them as well. So it's for both sides. But that's of course, I'm focusing on Saudi Arabia, but it's not only Saudi Arabia, because I'm also traveling and I have clients in Kuwait, in Qatar, in UAE, in Oman. So a little bit of all Gulf.
Can we say that Saudi Arabia is kind of the gateway to the Gulf region, or like if you are a business in Poland, for example, or a European business that wants to sell to the rest of the region, where should they go first? Saudi Arabia, Dubai, or Emirates? Which market should they target first, in your opinion?
I mean, it depends what you have and how do you position yourself. Normally, the gateway to Gulf, but also to Asia or Africa, used to be Dubai, because of its connection, because its position, because of good business infrastructure. I mean, there, the law, as they're open since many years, so law is adapted to absolutely different varieties, budgets, and possibilities. Saudi Arabia is still developing in this, but it's completely different because dimension-wise, it's bigger. So also inside you have much more possibilities. So I would say it depends. I cannot say one is in another because it's different. So it's like if you're asking, you prefer tea or coffee. It depends. So what kind of business you have, how you want to start, how you want to position yourself, what you want to do, if you want, to expand immediately also outside to Asia or Africa, yeah, because it's in the middle. So you can Middle East is kind of hub, yeah, for those for the Middle East, of course, but also for Asia, Africa.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you work with different, like, I know you work in different fields, but what are the main fields that you're focusing on?
I mean, yeah, main fields, I'm related with cosmetics business since many years, but I'm working also with furniture or architecture, interior design fields, as I used to work for many years, most of my life, with architects and interior design and architecture offices since my times in Italy. I touched a little bit with IT. So that's
yeah, Poland is booming in the, I think.
Yeah.
Or well, I've seen, I see like many interesting or companies, startups that are going abroad and with big successes.
Yeah, we are in IT and furniture as well.
Yeah.
One of the biggest manufacturer for the IKEA.
Oh yeah.
No one knows.
I remember, I think IKEA started their first factory abroad was in Poland. It's what in the 70s it was very innovative. I remember in Sweden people were like skeptic of his out of the box founder's approach to just to outsource the manufacturing process there. I would like to go back to what you said about the culture differences. Said Polish people, when they do business with Germany, it's more robotic. It's like, transactional. There's no, like, you don't have to earn trust. Now, for a Polish business entrepreneur, what does he or she need to think about? What cultural nuances they need to have in mind when dealing with Saudi Arabia? So you talked about relationship, but what can we give them more details? Is it just trust? Do they need to be patient? What do they need to think about when approaching the Saudi culture market?
All elements that you said, yeah, absolutely patience. Nothing is going quickly there. Unless the other side really is in need, yeah, because something happened and they don't need to finish a project or something. But it's just rare cases. Usually, if it's us to want to sell, place the product, to do something, it takes time. Yep. It can be months, it can be years. So, or you are patient and prepared also your budget so you can succeed. You see that there is an opportunity, or it's better not to start. If you are not patient, you want to okay, I will go one-time exhibition or I will meet someone and I will sell. No, this is not the thing. So that's one thing. You have to go there, be there, yeah, visiting your country, your partner, build the you meet, okay, and you say this is my product, this is my price, take it or leave it. Doesn't work like this, yeah. So they will not even look at you. Yeah. So you need to know about the weather. You
need to be on the ground, maybe.
Yeah, you have to be there. You have to build this relationship. You cannot push your client. Yeah. Push when will you order? Or let's sign, pay, or whatever. The more you push your clients, there's no more client. Sorry, I don't feel comfortable. You put pressure on me. So you have to think that you will not, by sending emails, you will not do much. Yeah, it's not that you get your client your feedbacks by email. For example, people go on the exhibition and then their service, whatever, it's everybody's wow. And they're coming back, with the bunch of business cards. They start, sending offers by email, and they're calling me offended. Everybody liked it, everybody wanted to buy it, no one is answering. I said, how do you no, I'm selling offers as we agree, but you can, after exhibition, whoever is going distributing business cards, everyone is receiving offers, yeah, for whatever.
Yeah.
So doesn't work like this. You have to call, meet again, follow up, not you sit and wait that the business is coming. Doesn't work like this.
Exactly.
So and you have to also put in mind that there will be a lot of promises from everywhere, and you have to verify and work on everything because you don't know from which side and when the business is coming. So this is another thing. And one more thing that entrepreneurs, business people should be aware, that the fact that you are dealing with the Middle East doesn't mean that you will deal with Arabs. Because you can meet on the other side, especially in the United Arab Emirates, where 90%, as well as Qatar, majority of population means around 90% are foreigners, expats from 200 countries. So there is, possibility, especially in the UAE, that you will not be dealing with Arabs, because 40% of Emirati population are Indians.
Yeah.
So there are different fields that are dominated, for example, by Indians, by Filipinos, by Egyptians. Other fields that are dominated by Americans, Australians, or South Africans. I mean,
do they need to learn about all these cultures, or what is the best strategy? Like, what to do? Like,
this is a very good question. I mean, I would say if you're dealing with Indians, I would recommend to try to understand a little bit, even though, it is difficult because there are more than 1 billion. And they are so different between themselves, because it's different, the Muslim Indians, which are a lot of them there, in the Middle East, different are Hindu and so on. However, there are still Indians. But I would say that even if you don't deal with Arabs, the dominating culture, it's like let's say the Arab one, that everything, you have to be patient, everything it takes time. It's important, the hierarchy there, the collectivism way, unless you're dealing with American corporation. That it has its own American rules. So because maybe your client will be then US company based in Riyadh or whatever. So we have to just this is the delicacy, this thing that you have to understand who is there. If if you will be dealing mainly with Americans, so it's American culture, little bit adapted to the Arab way, or maybe you'll be dealing with French, which are also a lot of them, or Chinese. It's market. It's also very there is a lot of them there. So it depends. However, the Arab culture, it's dominating one.
I can hear you have a dog.
I do.
Okay, that's cute. All right, this is interesting. So talking about when we talk about sales, we usually need with the decision maker, right? Like, it's very important because that's the person who cuts the check, who signs the check. In Saudi Arabia or in the Emirates, on both, decision makers, are they always locals, or they can be different nationalities, as you mentioned, or does it depend on the sector? Like, let's take furniture. Are decision makers usually the locals, like Arabs? I'm asking actually to understand which culture should we be thinking about when doing business with.
I mean, it depends. The difference between Saudi Arabia and UAE or Qatar. It's in Saudi, the domination, it's half of population, it's locals, are Saudis. So for sure you can deal with them, which while you are Qatar, for example, maybe you will never meet any Qatari. In decision making, often there are Saudis. I mean, decision maker is the one who is paying usually, no? So they are very present in business, and most of the cases, it depends of the level, of course. If it's which level it is, and often you might be dealing just with a consultant, with a project manager, with a manager, and not directly with the investor, the decision maker itself. They're not, let's say, often available to whoever it's let's say lower, unless you are the company owner. So you have the chance to meet the company owner, this decision maker. So the hierarchical approach here, it's also very, very important.
So you have to respect it when you're approaching the companies. You can't just go straight to or try to get a hold of the owner and talk.
I mean, you can try, but they're friendly. But still, seem to understand that if you are yourself a company owner and you want to make a deal with another company owner, you cannot send your director or manager to deal on the other side with company owner.
To do it yourself.
You have to go yourself, and then it takes your business on a higher level.
For market penetration, it used to be hard. I know for a fact that it used to be hard to penetrate the Saudi Arabian market maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Now I heard they have changed the laws. Before you had to partner to have a partner, majority partner on the ground. I'm not sure if they have changed this rule, although in some sectors they might have. Can you tell us a little bit about it in terms of paperwork? Is it easy? What is the best way to establish your company in Saudi Arabia? Do you need to partner with a local company? Do you need a local company to represent you? What should you do? Like, I'm sure there are different strategies. Can you walk us through this a little bit?
Yeah, there are new. I mean, the law is adapting to the business development and yes, you can have a company with a local partner, as you mentioned, where the local partner needs to have a majority stake, but there are options that you can have business license for your company as investor, or you can have also yourself, you want to go business as freelancer, for example, to Saudi Arabia, you can have your business license as well. It requires investment preparation, but yet the law it's already adapted for such new developments, projects, such new businesses, let's say.
Okay.
So it's not yet as strictly limited as it used to be.
Yeah, but you need somebody who knows the game, who knows how it works. Like if you're,
you need you need a lawyer, or you need a kind of Agnes there that will guide you. I mean, it will at the end of the day, you will save time and money. Because you can discover yourself. No one will forbid you, but for sure it will take longer. And it can be much more expensive than it is when you hire someone. For sure, you will need a lawyer to start with, local lawyer. But I would say it's normal practice wherever you go, that you are using a lawyer to protect you from the law and to help you.
Perfect. Okay, so let's say I'm a Polish entrepreneur or a company, and I want to go sell in Saudi Arabia because I've done a bit of research and it looks like an interesting market for me. I give you a call. What happens afterwards? And I tell you, Agnes, I really need your help. What happens to what services can I get? Can you help me with?
Okay. Also, it depends.
Yeah, exactly.
First you have to know what you want, because most of the companies that are reaching out to me, they know that it's good market, but they don't know what they want exactly. Who they are searching for, who are their customers. Because also, as the market is very different from what we know in Europe, for example, because also from the the demographic and population, it's different, because you have Asian customers, you can have wealthy Europeans, you have Arabs, you have lower in terms of income, I'm saying, those with lower income are Arabs and the wealthy ones. So the variety of your customers, it's much more different than it is in Europe. You have local customers, which locals if you are in the UAE or Saudi or other countries, or you can have expats, but expat come and go. So this is maybe your target, small company, big company. But usually what I noticed, people are coming to me, they don't know what they're they know that they want to go to Dubai, do their business in Dubai,
do their business,
because it's the fame of Dubai, the glamour and everything. They're not really, they do their homework there. Where, how, and for whom? Who is their customer? This is the thing that I experienced the most, and the thing that no one is thinking about marketing. Yes, you can go do your business there, you can open your shop, your office, but how other companies, how your customers will know about you? Maybe you are famous, you have your name in Poland, but no one heard about you there. So yes, they can come to me, we can do together, because maybe they don't have idea. We have to strategy. You have to strategy what you want to do there, what you want to achieve, where you want to be.
And you need to know your target audience as well, or customers. When you talk about marketing, what kind of marketing are you talking about? Are you talking about digital marketing or all kinds of marketing?
I mean, depends of
Good amount.
your target, where you want to reach. Yeah, if your targets are smaller. I mean, young people, for example, of course, we are talking about social media. If your target, it's to work, with big customer, with big companies, no, you will not work with social media. Yeah, your target, you will be networking. You will be, I mean, you have to be there. Yeah, so then you have to find the way of different kind of marketing. You have to let them know that you are there and you are doing certain kind of products or services.
Yes, and it's
reach
different.
out
Exactly, and then you have the B2B and B2C, whether it's a business to business, it's a different strategy. B2 customer maybe. And then I remember once, actually last time we talked, you told me about an example of I don't remember the details, but it was the Chinese, whether there was this Chinese company. Can you tell us this story?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very interesting one. But
I reached out to one of the biggest cosmetics distributor for Gulf. I spoke with the CEO that it's based there from end of 90s. He's distributing this big American brand, well known worldwide. I will not put the name. However, and he was a little bit skeptic. He told me that before he was a little bit skeptic about getting new brands, because he said no, the Arab ladies, they're not really willing to try. They use what they know, what is well promoted, where the big marketing, big names are there. The movie stars, big the Arab stars or American or whatever are promoting. So they associate the brand name to the well-known face and years on the market and so on, history, heritage, so they don't care about the price, because we're about a pretty luxury brand. And he said one day Chinese came to him and they proposed him a Chinese brand, cosmetic makeup brand. And they told him, just please, if you can place our products in your stores, and we will do the rest. You will pay us when you will sell. The guy was skeptic, but he said, okay, let us try. Yeah, let's take this adventure. For him was like, challenge adventure. He put this stands with this makeup brand in his store, and in the UAE, in Saudi, in Qatar, Kuwait, and only in Saudi Arabia. And Chinese did the marketing. They did, TikTok. I mean, only in 3 months he sold for 20 million Saudi riyal, which is 5 million euros.
In 3 months.
3 months in one market, for lipsticks and the blush, mascaras, that medium price, we are talking about less than 10 euros medium price for a product. So it was containers. So he said, I mean, it's huge success in Europe. From European companies, they don't.
No.
I mean, no one also can afford to give, to ship, to put, products, big amount, big quantity of products, and then do the marketing, which is another expense. Plus have an idea, because one thing that you prepare your budget for marketing, but you have to know what you want to market. I mean, how you do want to reach to this, for example, young customer. I assume
you need to understand their psyche as well.
Yeah. The Arab teenager, Arab young lady, because makeup products, so it's mainly ladies, are different that absolutely completely. So you need to understand how to reach out to them. I mean, how to convince that they will go and buy your and not 100 others that are there. Yeah, I mean, the choice is huge. You can choose if you want from brand A or brand B.
Out of curiosity, are Saudi Arabian women, do they use more makeup, or would they buy more cosmetics than I would say than Polish ones? Are they big consumers in that sense?
I mean, from buying,
well,
we can know
just buying. Let's say
we
buying.
can estimate buy. We cannot estimate use.
No,
We don't know this. I mean, yeah, they spend each year. They spend more and more than medium European basket.
Oh, very good. That's interesting. Of course, mainly they have maybe higher disposable income as well, or
not necessarily, because this is another stereotype that I'm fighting with. Not everybody there is rich.
No,
so
exactly.
It's the very it's a society, especially in Saudi Arabia, where you have everybody's rich. Let's stick to this.
The government is investing more. Like it's It's called the ADM of the world. It's been called in the post a few months ago, but that's on a governmental level. But as you said, not everybody's rich, and there's
And
the elite, and then there's the
I'm not.
masses.
I'm sure they're not happy to be called this way, as they're happy
It
to
was very
be.
oriented. I read it. It was actually a
Yeah.
title of one of the essay articles in the newspaper, but it's actually where they mentioned it because they were talking about how Saudi Arabia is investing in new innovative ideas and in startups from all over the world. They are trying to attract to the brightest brains. Okay, very interesting, the story that you just told us. Do you have any other success story or of one of your clients, without mentioning names if you don't want to? A success story of somebody maybe who had a challenge or needed or somebody or a company, approaching the Middle East, Saudi Arabia in particular, and that you helped or
Success stories. I mean, I repeat what I am being repeated all the time. You have to be here. Yeah, you cannot just appear, disappear. You have to build your recognition and your credibility that you are not just came there, you want to sell them and disappear. Yeah,
right.
I mean, people buying from because they trust, not because I'm nicer, I'm blonde, or what I'm offering it's cheaper or better or whatever. This is not the case. You have to first, and everybody's repeating this, you have to be, you are there, you are patient, you do your job, you build your relation, you build your position, you establish your company there, then the success will come. But it's nothing, it's quick.
It's a long term. You have to have a long-term
Or
vision.
you think not even about marathon, you think about ultra long marathon. If you focus on you bet on this part of the world, you decide for one of the markets, for the beginning. You are patient, you don't expect that something will fall down, that a wealthy sheikh will buy your company, buy you can sell one piece super expensive. It's like if you think about this, it's like it's like lottery, like people winning lottery, but 99% it's a hard work, it's a time, and it's investment. So also you can you have to dedicate certain amount of your budget for establish a market, for your patient, for being there, travel, establish, start, not just come exhibition, display your products, your service, whatever, or just go, come, you do few meetings and return. They will do business with you if there.
So when you say if you're there, do you mean having somebody who represents you on the ground full time?
Yeah, that's the case. And if we are talking about Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's better if you are based in Saudi Arabia, not that you are that I'm based in Dubai, but I came to do business with you. It's not the case. Yeah.
They want you to be there as
Yes.
part of the country. Okay, interesting. So it might take, like, for an SME, let's say a company that has, I don't know, 100. It might take them. First of all, they need a salesperson there on the ground who represents the brand, and that person should be expected to maybe spend a few months or a year even before things start to take off, I guess.
Build relationships, build trust, build connections, and then meanwhile you can start your expansion. But yes, you have to have your touch the ground and have your presence there.
Yeah. What about now we talked about business, like entrepreneurs, Polish entrepreneurs going to Arabia. What about Saudi Arabians wanting to invest in Poland? What would be your, let's say it's now it's inversed. What is your advice? How should they approach the culture? How does the work? Like, can you tell us a bit more about the culture?
Apparently, they're saying thanks God they love my country, so it's very nice for me hearing that they feel safe here, that they like it, that they like food, people, that they feel welcoming. Even some Saudi friends that came last year to Poland, they were supposed to stay 3 days in Warsaw and then go for 3 weeks to Paris. They stayed so comfortable in Warsaw that they didn't go to Paris at all. This year they came again for 3 weeks to Warsaw. They didn't go to Paris, so it's very very nice, and they know Paris, but they said they feel comfortable and nicer in Poland. So it's really nice. I'm happy to hear it. But yes, they they little bit they have to, we do understand when we go there. They mainly who is coming, people that traveled a little bit. Yeah, it's very difficult that Poland will be the first country that they approach. So it's nice also to hear that from Saudis or Emiratis that we have much more in common with them. For example, Brits or Americans.
Oh, interesting.
This
and
is
what kind of like what?
Because for us it's important. Family is important, and religion is important.
Yeah.
Which is not the case, in UK culture and American at all.
Yeah.
So this is let's say human, not from big words. What is marketing? How countries and people are representing themselves, but from human experience.
Exactly.
So this is those my Saudi friends traveled a lot. This is what they told me, that they feel much more connected with us, and that we have much more in common. I mean the Polish people, rather than Brits, but or Brits or American, but business wise, as they know them since always. Yeah. Because both Americans, which help them build business, or British in UAE, which also help them, and they are always there. So of course that they do much more business with those countries that they know since forever than they do with us, that we are still new for them. Yeah, we are connected, but still we are very not that our ties and relations are not that strong and not that old as it is for those French as well, because French offices and French companies are present there. French supermarket chains, others since Polish are still new.
Yeah. So what's your advice like for a business, for a Saudi or an Arab businessman going to Poland? What about the business culture? What when they get in touch with, how do they market their products? Do the same thing but for Poland? How is it quicker to do business? Should they be less patient than a Polish person going to Saudi?
I also would say it depends of the kind of product. Also, what here the knowledge about the Saudi and its product is also, let's say, limited. Yeah?
Are there any stereotypes about Saudis?
Yes, there are many stereotypes. This is why I wrote a book. But also about the product, medium Polish person will know about petrol, of course, gas, call it as you want, and maybe about camels.
Tents.
And then, of course, dates, but I don't know. I mean, I'm always bringing a lot of dates myself. You always find, Saudi dates in my house, but they don't know much. Dates that are available in the Polish market are not the wow dates that I'm bringing from there. So of course it's the same thing. Yeah, it would require time to convince Polish entrepreneurs, for Polish company to introduce product, service, whatever on Polish market, as well as the same story marketing. As we are, for example, if we are talking about dates or camel meat or milk or whatever, it's not really in our culture, and what we know, it's not really wow. Yeah. So people are hesitant for to touch the dates. I'm talking dates because Saudi is the biggest producer worldwide, and I know the subject because I'm bringing dates. I mean for consumption, not for trade.
Yeah.
But usually when people trying in my place, or I'm bringing as a gift, they never ate good date. Because what we have, it's not in our culture. So whatever is available, it's not the highest quality.
Yeah.
So still, in order to to market your product, you need to do marketing. Exactly. Marketing is the king everywhere.
As a healthy maybe product.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be marketed as a healthy product. What does the export? What are the typical Poland?
I mean, it's as their biggest industry, it's the oil and gas. So whatever it's related to this. As well as the ingredients for. I'm not a technical person, but we do from what is coming from oil, for example.
Yeah. So it's
all this oil and gas industry, this is what it's of course, we buying petrol from them.
Yeah.
This is the biggest. And in Saudi Arabia now they're developing all other businesses to be independent from, I mean, not to rely on as much on oil industry as they did till now.
Yeah, exactly.
So soon we will have, because the energy there and labor cost is much cheaper than in Europe. So soon we will have much more from made in Saudi, made in UAE than we have now.
Of course, and with the right marketing, Saudi could be exporting dates. Why not? And it's a big market to Poland if it's marketed as a healthy product and at the right prices. Why not? I'd like to switch gears to tourism in Saudi. You go there often. I get lots of, since it's part of the it's in a part of the world that interests me. I get online ads on my social media feed. Visit Saudi. What do you have to tell us about how beautiful it is? I see beautiful photos, and it's really a beautiful country. What's your impression?
It's I'm there mainly on business, so I don't have that much time to explore as a tourist. So I just touched the base in a few places. I cannot say I explored it as I wish I will soon. For sure, it's a beautiful country with very different places. This is what we don't know, yeah. And it's huge country, as half of Europe. From east west coast, it's like from my city in Poland, in Gdańsk, to London. I mean, and if you are driving from Gdańsk to London, it will take you 2 days. You will visit many countries, different. Same time zone, but different panorama. Yeah, you travel through Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, France, and there you are still on the Arab desert.
Yeah.
But still, you have you have mountains, you have wadis, you have a lot of greeneries. Maybe you don't have forests like we have here, but you have different humid ones. So it's a lot of nature, and you have all the Red Sea and the coast there, which is virgin coast. People are going to Egypt for the Red Sea, and then you have on the opposite side completely virgin in terms of tourism, the Saudi one, which is developing all the investment along the coast. The tourism is developing there. You have some people going to Petra in Jordan. You have similar beauties and spectacular things in north of Saudi Arabia as well. So there is a lot of different places to see, experience, but of course it needs time. So yeah, if you want to go on holiday, but if you decide in the summertime, and you have to decide wisely, there are places where you can go in the summertime, and whether it's, let's say, similar to Europe now. Yeah, or the Baja or different regions, a little bit higher, and it's very nice there. So very crowded as well, because Saudis are going there. But yeah, also you have on the other coast, on the border with Bahrain, a nice place to visit. But many also hidden gems that if you visit Saudi, it's displaying you this thing, so that you didn't know they have some nice places, because it were hidden for a pretty long time. So it's nice that we can discover them now. But I would recommend and people are really, really genuine and nice and welcoming.
So especially if you've signed a big contract with a local company, you can allow yourself to go on holidays or spend a month on the Red Sea. It's very beautiful, and also it's not explored yet. It's not.
Yes.
It's a lot of areas that are virgin since the just opened up. So it's great. So what do you think? Do you think Saudi still needs, or is there more room for exports from Poland to Saudi?
Absolutely. Such a big market, such an in need for everything.
Yeah.
Just what it's required from Polish side, a little bit preparation. You adjust your offer you adjust your catalogs. I mean, you adapt for the market is a little bit different than it's yours. It's our Europe, so a little bit different taste. So if you're talking about food and sweets, a little bit sweeter. For this, if you're cosmetics, a little bit different fragrances. So yeah, there is space for if you are manufacturer of different kind of foods. Yeah, you do a little bit different tastes as well.
Yeah.
I mean, all the industries, you can move your factory there, yeah, because as I mentioned before, I'm in companies to move or expand there, to start their manufacturing, whatever they do.
To be cheaper there.
Yeah, because the energy cost, it's much cheaper than it is in Europe now, and the labor cost, it's cheaper than it is in Europe. I mean, Poland is not anymore a low-cost country. Plus, you don't have income tax there, yeah. So there are many advantages. Just entrepreneurs need to be courageous and open-minded, because they are not convinced yet that this is the future for the business.
Because it's lack of information. You think information about Saudi in Poland?
It is lack of information. There are stereotypes, like you see me, I'm blonde. And I'm lady, so I mean, there are a lot of stereotypes in business, ladies in Arab countries in general, yeah, where business is business.
Tell us about your personal experience. Did you feel I don't know, how can I put it? Was it hard for you as a white blonde woman from Europe?
Never.
Because I know women are actually, it's safer sometimes. I feel like it's safer. I go to Dubai often. It's safer actually to be a woman there than to be a woman in Europe. Like at night, you're too afraid to walk. Even me as a man, too afraid to walk across a park alone with my music on, and at 12 a.m.
Absolutely, it's we should speak out loud about this. That Riyadh, Kuwait, Bahrain, Dubai, Oman, Muscat in Oman, and all other places are super safe for women in the night, in the day, in business. Absolutely super safe places for women as well as for families, for men, for everyone. There is, crime rate is very, very, very low in Gulf countries. So absolutely safe. In terms of I do feel very comfortable.
Not like they're hitting on you. No, they're still focused on business.
Business
That's another
is business.
stereotype.
I'm representing business. I'm well prepared. I'm professional. I'm not wearing a mini skirt when I'm going for a business meeting. I adapt myself a little bit to local rules. So if I'm meeting with locals, I will wear my abaya.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have to, but it's comfortable.
But I'm sure they
appreciate. Yeah. So no, as a woman, I'm encouraging other women to go, because there is a lot of stereotypes. Often companies, they say no, we cannot explore because our export manager, export director, whoever, business development is a lady, and we cannot send her, or she doesn't want to go. Because she knows nothing. And all the ladies that went there or are there, they will tell you the same story. Myself, my experience is that I do feel much more respected in business in the moment that I am in Europe, because often men in Europe, they cross the line that shouldn't be crossed, which is not the case in the Middle East.
That's a very interesting, actually. It's a right there. It's a punchline, because the stereotypes are that the biggest, and I am sure you know that the stereotype about women in the Middle East is that nobody's going to listen to you. They're not going to respect you. They're not going to want to have a meeting with you, which is totally stupid, in my opinion. Stereotype. It doesn't exist. But obviously part of our audience doesn't know, and your audience as well doesn't know, actually. They just watch movies and they've never been there, and they build their opinions on movies they've seen. So that's
or the gossiping. I don't have to. I never wear the veil.
Even in Saudi.
No, I mean in Saudi when I went first time, but because I was thinking that it's expected, it's not expected. So as I don't know how how to wear hijab, it was falling. I didn't feel comfortable. I never ever wear it again.
Yeah.
I don't have to wear a abaya, but it's comfortable, so I wear it, and it's nice, easy. So, and in terms of meeting, I mean, mainly most of the cases, if I'm a lady, they will faster will meet with me than you, because there are not so many ladies in business.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can even give a preference.
Yeah,
Because,
exactly.
okay, I'm always meeting
Out of
men.
courtesy as
So,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me meet with a lady just, you know, to do something different. Because they're used to, you know, the dealing only with men. So why we have to do only with men if we can have a lady? Because still it is a kind of, let's say, rarity, because there are not many, you know, I would even say courageous, but it doesn't need courageous, you know, just need to be open-minded. Ladies from Europe like me that are going there with business.
Out of respect, maybe as well. He's not gonna want you to wait. Let's not keep the lady waiting. And maybe, as you said, there are not many of them, but also maybe you'll get preference. You know, you get
I mean, wait, yes, because doesn't matter that, you know, I mean, if they're late, doesn't matter, you know, if you're a man or a lady, if they're late, they're late. But yeah, but let's say, let's call it, yeah, out of respect or, you know, curiosity, or, you know, yes, they do accept, and they're happy to deal with ladies as well. And there are, thanks God, also more and more ladies on the other side. So, which is also nice, because they're super professional, well prepared, and companies, especially in Saudi Arabia, they prefer to hire ladies rather than men. Because
really?
yes, because ladies are much more educated, they are much more committed, they are working harder, rather than, you know, men that they know they don't have to. In any case, job is there. It's not like this anymore. So before they didn't feel, I mean, not even say competition, because it's not about, you know, competition. I mean, it's like, you know, diversifying, yeah, and, you know, completing. We think a little bit different. So it's good to have this diversification in your company as well, because at the end of the day, it's enriching you, and you know, influencing your better growth.
Yeah, I always say actually companies should reflect nature. In nature, we have 50% women all over the planet. No matter where you go, it's always like this. So companies, for its own survival, should actually reflect that percentage. So what are your predictions for the Saudi future, for the near future? You know, like Vision 2030 and beyond. Where do you think Saudi is going to be in the next 10 to 20 years?
It's a very difficult question, but it's growing, it's developing.
A gut feeling, yeah.
And I know that they will reach wherever they want to reach. They will success.
Okay, because of their vision and also maybe the healthy competition with their neighboring countries.
I mean, you know, growing. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, as you say, as you said, healthy competition. Yeah, you know, it's a development, because, you know, I remember how was Europe in 70s, where we've been in terms of development, and how was Middle East in terms of development. Yeah, with all respect, but in the Middle East, they were just villages, and, you know, little trade. Doesn't matter the country, yes, because it was more or less similar. It was, you know, desert, camels.
50 years ago, Dubai was not.
I mean, everywhere there, yeah, it was just the desert. So it's respect, you know, how they grow, which is, you know, I don't know, Paris, London was 200, 300, 400 years. So how they were developed already in, you know, 50 years ago, as you said, and where they are now, and, you know, compare with this in the Middle East. Because Dubai is, you know, an example that you said, but this applies for Doha, for example, for Muscat, for Riyadh, of course, you know, Jeddah. So other places, so all the, you know, Middle Eastern countries, since that they developed, they discovered petrol, they grow, they develop, and in my opinion,
they're hungry.
All of them are going the right direction.
They're hungry. Something that I miss in Europe. Why do you think so many entrepreneurs, especially younger ones, moving to the Gulf? I know at least 10 of them. From Scandinavia, from France, and I know friends of friends, more than 10 even, who moved to the Gulf. What makes it so entrepreneur friendly?
You see how people are open-minded, ready. There are no boundaries, and you are in the middle of the world. But you have, you know, people from all over the world that you are dealing with. Means, you know, different approach, completely different creativity, diversification of your also of your customer, because it's easy from there to sell to Africa. I mean, for Dubai, or, you know, Middle East, like, you know, for us before America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the, you know, like first, let's say, luxury, safe, wealthy stop from there. This is where they invest. This is where they have like we have, I don't know, house in wealthy people, they Switzerland or Paris, London. They will have in the UAE, in the Middle East itself, because it's close by. It's well connected. It's a, let's say, similar culture because it's collected. I mean, it's sometimes the same religion, so it's easier. And the same look at from other side for Asia. So if you are a startup and you're starting your business in the Middle East, so you are already faster and easier exposed to those huge markets, because future for business for Europe especially is Africa and Asia, because they're still growing, they're getting richer, they need everything, they're young population. We're getting old here in Europe. I'm thinking Europe, because in Poland or Italy or in Germany, I mean in Poland we had last December negative democratic rate, means more people are dying than new birth. So you're manufacturing something, producing something, products or services, you need to have clients. I mean, the older we are, the less we need. We need healthcare, we need doctor, medicine. So of course, pharmaceutical business, will be booming more and more, because we are getting old. So we need, to cure ourselves. But we need to live in, peace and health, and this is what we need. Instead, if you're, young and there are more and more people, like it's a case of Africa, the demography, it's still booming. So they need to buy, to do, I mean, everything.
Exactly. So that's why Africa and Asia is the future. These are huge markets, you're right. And in difference as well, not buy, but also the educational sector. I always say that it's
absolutely
well, they are educating. So any educational solutions, whether it's AI related or even like the know-how, that would be interesting as well. I'm sure in Poland, there are many companies that are or business people or artisans who have a specific niche that they could actually in smart, like in educational courses or master classes or knowledge to export to the Middle East and Africa.
Absolutely.
So and I think this should be encouraged. As you said, there's so many people there. Here in Europe, in France, probably we don't have yet the negative rate, but it's very low compared to countries like Egypt and in Africa, North Africa, or Saudi, or Nigeria, of course. So the future is there. So you're totally right. All right. Any final thoughts or any question that I should have asked you that I haven't? You didn't tell us about your book either, but maybe your book.
My book is still in Polish, so for your English speaking audience, it's not really useful yet. I'm in the translating it, but it requires a lot of asset called time. Which maybe is a little bit difficult.
Have you considered doing another book, but translated to Arabic for Arabs wanted to go to Poland?
I've been asked, but maybe one day. Now I'm writing another one in English, focusing on similar subjects. So soon I can reveal more, but still it requires the asset called time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that it's not much. No, I mean, my final thought: go, try, see. I mean, you have to experience, you have to understand. I mean, you have to also feel it in your if it's market for your business, for yourself. If you do feel comfortable, I feel maybe it's a matter of life or what happened. But I feel in the Middle East in general, in Arab countries, home. I mean, I feel that kind of me belonging there. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't have anyone in my. I was there, just when I moved from Italy. So there is nothing.
An accident? Moved the first time there, was it like by accident you went there?
Yeah, because I was, I used to live in Italy. I decided it's time I need to move somewhere. I was considering going back Poland.
You looked at the map and
Hong Kong. I was somehow I was never considering UK or US, which should be, I'm asking why, because it should be considered language, it should be, and friends, connections, that it would be easier for me at that time. We are talking about many years ago, when most of my friends were moving to UK or to US.
Yeah,
somehow it was not never attracting me, but Middle East was always, like feeling sexy for me, the place I want to be, want to try, experience, and it's still like this. So I feel very good, very comfortable there. But you have to try if you belong, because I have a friends, for example, they let's say from my field, international business, they what I for the Middle East, they feel for Asia. I mean, far east, like China. This is their part of the world. Others, they're very for Russian speaking.
Yeah,
It depends, of your personality. I mean,
exactly.
if you're a business owner, you want to expand. One thing, it's of course business and its possibilities, which is very important. But the other thing, if you feel comfortable and if you believe, if you see
Exactly.
the number of cranes
Yeah,
in Riyadh, you will understand that there is future, there is development, there is money, there is people. Yeah, and if you
yeah,
go,
there's market.
around, you will see what they might need. But also you have to, do your research,
Exactly.
because often then if something it's not there, doesn't mean that no one was as brilliant as you introducing this product services, because
Yeah.
maybe it's not needed. Maybe they do not need it because of a culture, because of people are not using certain products. So if something it's not there, doesn't mean that there is niche, because maybe it's really not needed.
No,
Yeah, so
exactly.
you have to think about this,
Yeah.
and make your research before you start your business, because maybe you will not have clients, because it's not
Yeah.
this is not there,
Maybe you
because
were
they
in the
are.
first one to try, because
Another
others have
thing,
tried before
I
you.
think somewhere, I don't know if it's was I said it during your conversations. For example, Gillette, for the men for
Yeah.
shaving. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't make big success, because men are shaving in the barbers shops.
That's interesting. That's super
So
interesting.
this is not a big
Wow.
business there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So also,
exactly. Because it's
men care.
affordable, probably. Yeah.
It's
Whereas,
a part of their
yeah.
culture. So
Oh
men
yeah, with
go
the
to
knife.
shave
With the yeah.
to the barber, not at home.
Wow.
For example, if you say, "Oh, I have very innovative," it's not popular, that I will introduce. I mean, you
Yeah.
can, but it's not. You don't have big offer there, because people are not buying this, because they're going to salons. I
Exactly.
mean, many things like this. It's if we do something, doesn't mean that they do the same way. Yeah, so
No.
you have to years ago, when I used to live in Qatar, I couldn't find tampax. I mean,
Mm.
tampons.
Mm.
And my
That's weird. You have women there,
Muslim
right?
friends, yeah, I mean, they explain that we don't use it. I mean,
Interesting.
it's
Mm.
haram. I said,
Yeah.
okay. I find it, but
Oh,
at
gosh.
that time it wasn't. So, but if you think, okay, I'm manufacturer, I will introduce, and you
Wow.
can, but then no one will buy it, because they don't use it. And there, many things like this, that I mean, if something it's not very popular, I mean, there might be a reason behind. Might
Exactly.
be not
Yeah.
necessarily there is. Maybe indeed you have such a thing. Wow, that it's not yet there available in terms of products or services, but maybe not. So
Exactly.
just it's important to check, verify, and do your homework properly.
And that's exactly what shouldn't be um, put off by the competition. Sometimes having competition in the market is a good sign. You just need to find your right, the right pricing and the right value proposition, all these things,
And the right partner.
and the right
And
partner.
remember always about marketing, because okay, you will be lucky to put your product or service
Mm,
on the shelf, or market with special company. But if you don't do your job, then your homework to reach to your customers, they might not be second order.
definitely, and marketing and distribution as well, because
Yeah.
sometimes you market it and there's demand, but then you don't have a reliable partner to distribute, or you don't know how to distribute in the host country. Maybe in Poland or in France,
Yeah.
but you don't know how it works in Saudi, for example.
And it always helps you have proper packaging, and everything adapted a little bit to the culture
Yeah,
and language. Do
psychology,
not put,
exactly.
yeah, not put in your, they little bit
Mhm.
little bit different. I mean, take the do your homework also in terms of cultural differences. We are different. I
Yeah,
mean, we do. Yeah, we all buy with ice, but
yeah.
we are in Europe. We're going more simplicity,
Yeah, exactly.
simple, everything
Yeah.
easier, and not yet, not that super as everything. Everyone is thinking that everything needs to be in gold.
No, but the boxes,
Whatever.
you're right. I agree with you. In the Middle
But
East, it's too.
little bit adapt to your product or service to the culture, to the people there.
No, you're totally right. Even in countries like Egypt, even though they are power is they have this, weaker purchase power than Saudi Arabia, they still care about flamboyant, packaging. Packaging is so important, and it can even impact the price of the product that you're selling.
Absolutely.
That's super interesting. I had a for you, but I think I forgot. But yeah, I think it's such an interesting part of the world, and as you said, it's promising. It's the future. I think personally, I think all entrepreneurs in the West should just have a look and see if whether maybe go visit, think about, have a look at the market, at what's happening there, and they might be a good fit or not, but at least give it a try, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Where can people find you? Online? Where the website? How can they get in touch with you?
The easiest is on LinkedIn. I'm publishing almost every day. So that's the easiest way to get in touch with me. If someone interested, you have my phone number. So in case you can share the WhatsApp, it's always working. So that's the best thing. And also for the Middle East, if you want to if you're dealing with weather, I mean, WhatsApp is the number one communicator. Even if you cannot talk, there is no calls on WhatsApp with the UAE, Saudi, or other GCC countries. You cannot use WhatsApp calls.
But you can text
and
you.
Just, and you can send voice messages.
And you get back.
So, but other applications that you can use for the calling and chatting. But absolutely, WhatsApp is number one. Everything there is on WhatsApp and on email. So sometimes email I also use, but most communication is on WhatsApp. If we like it, if we don't, if you want to with the Middle East, you have to use WhatsApp.
Yeah,
no choice.
So you cover Poland, or do you also cover maybe other neighboring countries in the region?
I mean, I'm working mainly with Polish companies, but if someone not Polish,
but I'm thinking, from the
rest, interested, I can easily support. So no problem. Then we can communicate in a language that we both know.
Yeah,
it's not a problem.
So so let's say it's Poland and the neighboring countries in the region where Poland is.
Wherever you need, yeah.
Agnes, thank you so much. I look forward maybe to a part 2 in Saudi. Might be going to there after the summer, so it'd be good to do maybe
Me too. So maybe we can meet there
on the ground,
live.
bring the cameras live.
Yeah.
Exactly. We need to find a nicest spot in a touristy place there, or just with a beautiful landscape there.
Yeah, we can invite also some of our Saudi friends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a great idea. Thank you so much.
Or whatever. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.